What up, tribe? It's your girl Raji, and I am here today to give you the Hoodoo Almanac for Friday, October the 13th. Today, we will be discussing the sun, the moon, the stars, and everything in between, and how that applies to us. We'll also get into one of our very first guides and ancestors that we will start to learn about and implement her into our day-to-day practices. So now to recap, yesterday we kind of went over just the, actually, you know what? Yeah, I know what I just realized. For some odd reason, yesterday would not record. I sat up there and talked for fucking 40 minutes. And when I looked, it said 0 minutes. So today, I did get an opportunity to get y'all some stuff on Twitter and a couple of facts on the Facebook, but yesterday was a dub. But today we're back and we're just gonna tap into what we got going on. So as you know, Friday is ruled by Venus, and Venus is all about beauty, self-love, glamour. Venus is all about just comfort, like the good life, whatever that means for you, right? So when Fridays come, generally in our domain, what we do is we focus on glamour work, love work, and I like to say self-love work because you need to build that relationship with yourself first before you can move out to trying to maintain and work somebody else. That's what I believe. So anyway, with Friday, you are doing things with partnerships and obviously money as well, because Venus does rule finances as well. And you would do, partnership workings. If you want to reconcile, self-care, mirror magic, which is thinking more along the terms of affirmations and speaking to yourself confidently. That's something you should be doing every day anyway. So if you were trying to attract things to you, Friday is a great day to do it. So in terms of the sign, we are exalted in Libra today. The sun is in Libra and the moon is also waning in Libra. So you've got a double whammy of learning what it means for you to be confident in what self-worth and things that you need to have to move forward. Now, Libra is obviously, everybody says Libra is all about balance. So what I like to do is, a lot of people, when I first started on this journey, would say, okay, you don't work on waning moons. Well, as I started to develop more knowledge, I learned that you could alchemize that. You could turn that around. On a waning moon, you would work on what you want to destroy and what you want to get rid of and banish from your energy. We are doing a waning crescent. So with that being said, waning crescents are so good for blockbustering, getting it on up out of here. So that is what you want to use that energy towards today. So think in terms of that, because we are in this mode of shifting in the seasons and really just coming to tune with the work, or the tilling of our lives that we've done and dealing with that in this season. You're harvesting, right? Okay, cool. It all ties in. Trust me. Stay with me. But no, so today I would suggest what's going on to figure out where there's no harmony in your plans, where there's no balance in your plans, and then move through clearing blockages surrounding it. Like, why is there no balance? Where's the relationship for you? And, where's the relationship with yourself so you can extend that in other ways, Take the time, of course, because the personality of the sun sign of Libra, or rather, let me say the zodiac of Libra, because it could be in more than your sun. Okay, so like that, it's about balance, considering what you want to do. So with tomorrow being the new moon and starting new projects and doing new things, right? Now today is a good day for you to say, okay, what doesn't work with this? What doesn't work with my spirit? What doesn't work with my highest self? Libra is ruled by the body part of the kidneys. So if you think about the body part of the kidneys filter and clean out. Okay, so with that being said, you filtering, you making a decision. Your body is getting rid of all the shit that don't work today, waiting to attract what's good. Because that new moon is coming in the sign of Libra. So now you just gonna flip it to what you want to attract from that energy. And that's kind of how you gotta set your mind up to process things, right? If you're gonna be working with the Almanac to like balance your day-to-day life, if you are a former hustler, and I would say this is more like evolved hustling. If you want to look at it like that, like what's evolved hustling? Evolved hustling is when you are willing to work with your purpose and take time to consider the elements and things that are going on around you energetically before you make a move. That's an evolved hustler. Evolved hustler is walking in their purpose and is respectful of the ebbs and flows of life. They not faking it. They not trying to force it. They not a salesman. They're not doing too much to get what they trying to get, because they know those things will come and they will go and things will naturally do what they're supposed to do. That's an evolved hustler. Okay. Now, back to this whole little zodiac thing. So during this time, you're more likely to experience the lessons through this energy of the zodiac sign of Libra. So if you off balance, then now is the time to kind of shake back, so you don't have to continue during this next season to do that dark work, because you've already done it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can feel it. Like, a lot of people, spiritual people, are saying, oh my God, I'm already feeling the effects of the eclipse. I'm having seasonal depression and da-da-da-da. If you don't live in that, and if you take the time to be like, all right, I know I can physically do something, but what is it? And also, it's very much about being real with yourself about the blockage. Not faking and toxic positivity, but being real, being thorough, and honoring that need to rest, but also doing what you need to do for yourself, because all of that spills over into the rest of what you're trying to do. Now, today's just a day to get real about everything that you doesn't fit. So what I will say is, definitely is a good day to work on doing your mirror affirmations. Every time you go to the bathroom, it's just that easy. Look at yourself and say your affirmations that are going to bring you back to that balanced space. Like whatever you think is not balanced, take that affirmation that you want to do and say, I release the blockages behind, self-worth. I remove negative thoughts surrounding my love for myself, my self-worth, all of that. You just have to switch it around and change it to where it works with what you're trying to do, because your energy is telling you like, ooh, something needs to leave, something needs to cycle through. So what you don't fight that. You don't get delusional to the point of saying there's nothing that I need to balance out about these things are perfectly balanced. Like something always needs a little tweaking. And it also gives you a boost of confidence to know and to reassure your subconscious that things are good. You've conquered that. So take the time. Say in your mirror today what you don't want to be imbalanced about anymore. I throw that away. That is gone. And while you're running your water and washing your hands, imagine that shit leaving and going down the drain. Like, goodbye. Like, vanish, gone. And leave it there, That's going to be a very good move for you today. So, in terms of the reading itself, where I pulled today, we definitely were in the energy of Black Herman. So that's a 1 for creation and starting. That was a confirmation for today. And then we got the Father of Sticks, which is all about, feeling confident and leading and being wise about the endeavors you pursue. And then we got the Mother of Knives, and it's just letting you know to continue to be resilient, continue to work to overcome your challenges, and also recognizing your blessings. And then we got the 5 of Baskets for what's to come. And if you feel like you're being injusticed, not receiving balance, or you are out of balance, because the Dr. Buzzer does also represent the sign of Libras, another confirmation. But you're out of balance, so how you find balance is with the 5 of Baskets, and that's letting you know that you need to recover, you need to heal from those things that no longer serve you or no longer work for you, for what's going on now. In the end, you will get the feeling that you maybe have some past issues that you were kind of stuck in your head about, and that kind of caused you to be confused. But again, what you need to do with this big queen coming out, the Empress card for Major Arcana, is you saying, okay, I am confident in my path. I am embodying all the things that are great about me, and leaving behind the idea or the notion that I can't go authentically on my journey. Like, I have to be something else to get there. No, when you could just be perfectly yourself, but it's all about finding balance with those things. And at the end of the day, spirit weighs, the heart and the feathers. So it's not about it's about what you've come here to do. You got to be real with yourself. You got to be real with God. You got to be real. Period. That's the only way this works. Okay? So that's pretty much what it is for the Almanac portion. Now, what we did yesterday was started the portion of talking about Hoodoo Heritage Month. And if you guys didn't get a chance to tap into that Hoodoo Heritage Month, well, obviously you didn't, because you didn't record. My bad, y'all. Hoodoo Heritage Month, well, let me go back, is started by Mama Roo. It is something that was developed in 2019 to celebrate the evolution of we now know is hoodoo. Hoodoo is a distant cousin of voodoo, which comes from the ancient African tribes of the Fon, the Yue, and I want to say the Akan, but I'm not quite looking at those notes right now because there's like 3 that it came from. So anyway, during the Atlantic slave trade, they came this way, and as the different groups got dropped off in different places, started to mix and interact with other cultures, as you know, we started to add on other variations, and in addition to that, what has come of that for the South, this area, is hoodoo. Okay. Juju, woo-woo, however you want to take it. So this is the month that they have started to celebrate that, and there are certain days for people that are very special, and people involved are giving out history information and what you should do and things that'll build your relationship with your ancestors. Now, in terms of that, October itself, they did it for October because October is a great month for like ancestral veneration, because October includes All Hallows Eve on the 31st. So ghosts and goblins and everything that you work with gets to come out. However, for us, we are more thinking in terms of we're venerating our ancestors, getting closer with them, and really finding out who we are in this game. So that's what October has become. I am very much in support of this because I feel like a lot of people didn't know a lot of things, and it's crazy because a lot of it is in books. It's well documented. Like, you would never know as many hoodoos, practitioners, and different things like that, root workers, conjure men, came through Alabama. Every time, they never talk about it like out on the internet, but in these books, man, or in these essays and stuff I'm reading, oh my God, Alabama is mentioned over and over and over and over and over again. So that's interesting. Now, during this time, I have done certain research, but I will say our area is matrilineal. So right now, a lot of women are getting back to moving towards the more matriarch purpose of this game. So I am definitely for that. That's why a lot of the women on TikTok and stuff today were speaking about the idea that this is the day that you worship the goddess. You worship yourself. You have self-love. You care for yourself so that you can care for others. Again, Friday being ruled by Venus. So there you go. 13. And she had like this whole breakdown. I should share it because she broke that shit down. Like what 13 means, one, creation, all that. So it was good. Today, I want to speak to you guys briefly about the goddess Set, whom we use as an ancestor. So if you know anything about your time here, in the beginning, before everything was done, it's done, we were basically formulated out of Egypt. So you would go towards the very first person that made and formulated what it means to be a matriarch, what it means to be this person outside of your general ancestors now that have moved into, your DNA lineage, and you've done your research, and, you've started to honor your ancestors and let them guide you and, help you on the other side as well as this side. So, okay, cool. Now, once you've done that, then you have, okay, a lot of people get stuck at, like, what guides they should use, who should they go to for help, a little extra whoop whoop. Now, when I say this, you are most definitely always connected to spirit, which is God, okay? And from there, you may go to, think of it in terms of going to your angels. So you will go to your angels per se, but for them, it was the gods and the goddesses that assisted. So everybody has their own interpretation, right? So we are going for the very first goddess, Aset. Now, I don't know if you're from the South, but a lot of our grandparents, aunts, and uncles were involved in, like, Masons, and the Shriners, and the daughter of Isis. So that's where I got introduced to that. I was able to see, like, my grandmother go to different things, and they always, like, were in the parade. She had her regalia, her things, so they had their meetings and stuff, and I was intrigued. So I learned that Isis, or rather Aset, because Isis is her Greek name, her actual name is Aset, spelled Aset. And she is basically the main goddess. She is the empress. She is everything. She embodies all the goddess. They call her goddess of 10,000 names because everybody else kind of originated from Aset. Like, if you look at the Egyptian mythology, then you go in and you say, damn, okay, Venus came from Aset. This person came from Aset. This person came from Aset. And it just trickles down. So she is someone that has the energy of, like, the magician, the matrilineal leader. She's the great mother. She's the nurturer. She's the speaker. Aset did a lot of her workings through voice. And if you've been in, religion, that the biggest thing they say is, there's power in words. There's, watch how you speak to yourself. Watch how you speak to people. Watch how you, like, that's where they got that from. She's one of the main deities that did her work through talking. There is some documentation, like, of, like, her rites and her hymns, but of course all that's recorded because this is her speaking these things during funeral rites, during just what they call incantations. So there is an entire story about Aset and her abilities and how she came to be. But again, she would be what I would consider the empress, the wife, the mother, the matriarch, the healer. She's again said to be the best at this working this conjure, the best at it. She was healing and tricking the male gods. So, this is definitely something that I would take in account when I decided who I was going to say, okay, I would like to be guided by this person. I would like to be guided by that person. Like, we all have guides, right? And who you choose is definitely up to you. However, the very first person, and a lot of people confuse, like I said, Aset with Isis, which is like extremist type energy. from what's going on. And they're two different things. It's just the pronunciation, and they switch when they hit to switch it over, like they change everything else. So that will be one of the main guides that we use, and I'll be putting like her offerings and how you should ask for assistance from her within our Patreon. But just for a short thing, first of all, the very first altar you build should be to your immediate ancestors that loved you and that were good, and that you think that'll be good to give you advice. Then you would move forward from there to doing others, because a lot of times it depends on what route you're trying to go and who you might be trying to get assistance and guidance from. Okay? So sometimes, if you have a grandmother, that'll be who you allow to guide you, you talk to, you connect with, or a relative that you were particularly close with that was decent, and then you have, like I said, your guys, for instance, for an example, some people would focus more on the Yoruba Orishas, like Oshun and Shango. I'm sorry, I'm saying Shango. He's a guy, but still, you get the drift. Yemoja. Am I saying that right, y'all? I got an accent. So yes, those would be those particular entities that they would go to, and those are your people who will help you. Like Catholics go to Saint this or whatever. You go to Oshun, you go to Oya, you go to Mami Wata, which is essentially an extension. Yamoja is an extension of her. You've got the Queen of Sheba. You've got they're different people, different ways, and different phases. So what I have done for us is make that more relatable and positioned it, because it's very easy to be all over the place with it. And a lot of people, they go through traditional initiations, and they get to tell them, especially with Orisha, who rules their head, just depending on what you decide to go in. Now for us, we're the Cimarron, the first ones, the native ones. So we pulling a set. That's what we pulling. We pulling a set. I'm of Creek Indian heritage, and I am going all the way back. Great spirit type deal. Everything has a soul type deal. For that. So to start. However, because I do have the extension of my grandfather, who is of Jamaican descent, I am going to tap into some of the influences and the orishas that they would have used as well. Okay. As most Jamaicans are coming from Ghana area, Akan, different, those couple of tribes over there. That's where the Jamaicans would come from. So they were very much Obeah, which is spirit possession, spirit work. So boom. So I have compiled at least a breakdown, because like I said, it can get confusing. It can get extra. There are hundreds and thousands of options that you can go from, depending on where you land in all these. So we land in the South, the deep South at that. And we come from that place, West Indian. So that's what we're going to tap into. So today, yes, I do hope you enjoyed the information that I gave you about a sect. We're going to go into some more, like I said, offerings and different things about her so that you can begin to use her as a guide. Because, I mean, who's better than the first person? Who's better than who taught us all, started this. So, yeah, let's tap into a set today and check out her information. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to check out the video reading of today and check out the herbs for today too that will be posted. They may be useful in your workings later. So yeah, y'all have a good day and thank you for listening, and be sure to tune in to us tomorrow.